The dark truth behind Japan's most cursed apartment building. In Tokyo, there is an apartment building that locals refuse to talk about. Not because it's old, not because it's abandoned, but because people say something inside it should not exist. They call it the cursed apartment. The story begins in the late 1990s, when a small residential building was constructed in a quiet district of northern Tokyo. At first, it seemed completely normal. Cheap rent, clean structure, perfect location near a train line. Within weeks, tenants moved in quickly. But then, things started to change. The first resident to complain was a young office worker named Mika. She reported strange noises coming from the walls at night. Soft knocking, like someone tapping from inside. At first, the landlord ignored it. Old buildings make noise. That's normal. But then Mika said something disturbing. She claimed the knocking followed a pattern. 3 knocks, a pause, then 2 more. Every night at exactly 2:13 a.m. 2 weeks later, Mika moved out without explanation. She left all her belongings behind. The next tenant moved into the same room, room 404, and within days, they reported the same thing. But this time, it wasn't just knocking. They said the air inside the room felt heavier, like something was standing behind them when they were alone. Then came the first disappearance. A university student named Kenji rented room 404 after hearing it was cheap. Neighbors said he seemed normal at first. Quiet, polite, but after 4 nights, he stopped answering his phone. His lights stayed on. His door remained locked from the inside. When management finally entered the room, Kenji was gone. No signs of forced entry. No struggle. Only one thing remained. A small handprint on the inside of the window, facing inward, as if someone had been watching from outside the glass. After that incident, tenants started leaving faster. But what made the building infamous wasn't just one disappearance. It was the pattern. Every resident who stayed in room 404 reported the same sequence of events. Knocking, whispers, then the feeling of being watched from inside the walls. Some even claimed they heard breathing when the room was completely silent. Eventually, the building became almost empty, except for one final tenant, a man named Daichi. He moved in despite warnings from locals. He said he didn't believe in curses, just cheap rent. The first night, everything seemed fine. The second night, the knocking returned. The third night, Daichi began recording audio. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the recording captured something unusual. Not knocking, but a voice. Soft, distorted, coming from inside the wall. It said only one sentence. "Let us out." Daichi reportedly ran out of the building that same night. He never returned. When police investigated room 404 again, they discovered something strange. The walls were hollow in places where they shouldn't be, as if sections had been rebuilt incorrectly. But there was no official record of any construction errors. The building was quietly sealed off months later. No demolition, no explanation, just a warning sign placed at the entrance. Unsafe structure. Do not enter. But locals say the building is not truly empty. They claim that on some nights, when the lights of Tokyo are just right, you can still see shadows moving behind the curtains of room 404, even though no one lives there anymore. And if you stand too long outside the building, you might hear it again. 3 knocks, a pause, then 2 more. And this time, they say it's not coming from the walls. It's coming from behind you.